Okay, so this is gonna be the last little portion I think for now for the rolling or the paint series. Now again, whether it's PVA, primer, or paint, it's all the same functions that I showed you, right? You're gonna mask, you're gonna use your items that you have for masking. You're gonna use all the same tools. It's gonna be all the same tools that you need depending on your PB&J, project budget, and job size. And then whatever your material that you're gonna use, whatever process or stage you're in. So if you're going with the PVA everything first, let it dry. If you're gonna do your primer or paint primer in one, you know, do one coat, let it set up, and then you're gonna come back. Normally, 1 gallon will get you anywhere from 350 square feet to 400 square feet, roughly. If it's new drywall, new texture, I would probably say about maybe 250 to 300 because like I said, that drywall, that texture, that raw mud is just gonna absorb all of it. So that's why you wanna use a PVA to kind of help out and let your, because PVA is cheap. PVA is real cheap primer for it. So that'll help your paint go a lot further because you're already gonna have this on there. So okay, so I got the 5-gallon bucket down here. I do not have a grid in there. I don't have one of the grids. I dump the whole thing. I get it all sloppy. I kind of just shake off the excess, I don't know. Okay, then you're gonna get about 3 good rolls. Okay. And this stuff is way watery, way watery. Now, some rollers, depending on how you roll them, with the metal side going one way, could leave a line, could not. You're just gonna have to play with it and see what works best for you so you don't have a line going in there. So for right now, I'm just getting the paint on there, right? Okay, now I'm gonna go back. I'm not gonna dip it again because there's plenty of paint on there, or PVA. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do what's called back roll. Me personally, I'm gonna have my first roll, I'll have the head of the roller going that way, but when I back roll it, I'm gonna start at the top, I'm gonna roll down, and I'm gonna take it off of the wall. I'm gonna start back up at the top, I'm gonna roll down, I'm gonna take it back off the wall. Down, off the wall. Off the wall. Now because I'm coming to the angle, I'm going to turn it around so I can get tight. But remember, we cut that in already, okay? So you get about 3 good columns, if you will. Now another thing to note is when you do it and you go to roll, you don't want to go down first because all your paint is on that head and all that paint is going to get pushed down to the floor and you're going to have a sloppy floor. So what I'll do is I'll go almost all the way up and then I come back down and then that's when I distribute the rest of that paint. And I felt it was a little heavy in that one spot. That's why I went ahead and did that. You can already see the difference, huh? And this is a PVA. This isn't a paint primer. This is just a PVA, a sealant. It's really just an adhesive or a sealant to help cover that texture and really just adhere it to the drywall. And so when you put the paint on, it's not gonna have any way of peeling. It's gonna bond that paint and that primer better to your drywall now because this adhesive that's going on there. A couple other things you might get, drips. You can just touch them up. You're just gonna, like, literally, you can dab them out. And then the other thing is called ropes. And a rope is where you have lines that start, I think it's because of this part right here. Like you have a really fat, wet edge. And so it leaves a hard, like what they call a rope. You can just go back and just lightly just roll it down and it'll take that out. And you want to keep overlapping, if I didn't say that yet. You want to just keep overlapping your last piece that you hit. I know, I said I'd go up first and I didn't, I know. If you guys remember from another video, this wall is our belly band wall. So your first one, while you're getting it on, it doesn't matter if you go up and down, but it's that final back roll that I like to go one way. That's it. So if you guys are doing this for your house, I recommend you letting it dry. I mean, depending on the weather, depending on the time of the year, you know, it usually takes about 30 minutes for it to be not tacky, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. And then it usually will say anywhere from an hour to 2 hours before you can recoat. So depending on how big your job is, you may just want to do one coat and then come back the next day. I will leave the drops down at least for a few hours so that way you're not walking around and getting paint everywhere or tracking it. But that's it. That's all I got for rolling out. All right, thanks guys.